Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
All right, let's talk events. What's coming up on events? And, if you've been, this is why I do this every month, because people keep updating and changing. And a lot of events finally have now put out, some of them are so slow. They finally put out their actual dates. So the dates that I noticed on a lot of events were like a day off because they hadn't put it out. And I was kind of just guessing based on what was happening in 2024, because I know they all have annual events. So that's changing. So let's get into it. Let's start with where we are right now. March 6th. These are the events for 2025 in the trucking industry. As far as we know, we try to kind of get all the regular events, both Canada and the US, that we know about. We certainly don't get all of them. We don't get all the webinars. We don't get all of that. But there's certain people here that we do support on a regular basis. We make sure we include their events. And so if you have an event, you can email it to leadpedalpodcast@gmail.com if you would like us to put it onto the list. We update this list monthly, and it's also part of our event calendars. So you might want to check that out as well. So let's go into the first event. This is the Women with Drive event. This is happening in March 6th, 2025 in Toronto. You can go to truckinghr.com to learn about that and register. It's probably almost full, but you never know. PMTC is having their Driven to Lead program in 2025. That's on March 13th to 27th. This is kind of a week-long program in Mississauga, Ontario. You can go to pmtc.ca to learn all about that. As you know, PMTC does a lot of great stuff with young people coming up in the industry, and this is a program that's going to help. I don't think you have to be a young person to get into it. You just have to get into it. Trucking Network's having their mega job fair March 22nd, 2025 at the Pearson Convention Center. You can go to the truckingnetworkevents.ca. Mid-America Truck Show, for those of you going down to Louisville, Kentucky, March 27th to 29th, 2025. Go to truckingshow.com. I haven't been down there since 2022. Going to have to get back down again, but with the exchange rate, it's like just double your cost just to go down. Hamilton Fleet Safety Council is having their spring seminar on March 27th, 2025. That's going to be in Burlington, Ontario. Always a great event. You can register at fleetsafetycouncil.com. TTSAO is having their annual conference April 9th to 10th, 2025. And this is going to be at the Lions Head Golf and Country Club in Brampton, Ontario. Go to ttsao.com to learn and register for that. That's all about truck training in the industry. And I think their theme is back to basics this year. We're going to be there for sure. And it's always a great event. So make sure you get out there. And of course, truck training is a big topic in the industry right now. Let's see. National Recruiting and Retention Symposium with Transrep, May 7th to 8th. This is going to be in Burlington, Ontario as well. An awesome event on recruiting and retention. Check it out at transrep.ca is where you can find that. International Road Check. We always love to see that come around. May 13th to 15th this year, 2025. Go to cvsa.org if you want to learn about that. Bridging the Barriers having their conference out west in Calgary, Alberta. That's right. First year for their new Western Conference, May 19th to 20th. And you can go to WTFC.ca is where you can find out more information about that. Our friend Tony Justice having his truck show again, Large Cars and Guitars. That's May 23rd, 24th. It's going to be at the Bristol Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. LargeCarsAndGuitars.com. You gotta love. I just love the name of that. That's just the coolest thing. Brampton Truck Driver Skills Competition. Now we are involved with this. We were involved last year. It's supposed to be May 25th, 2025. It was supposed to be at the Powerade Center. There's been some, I guess, confusion. I'm not sure what has gone on there, but they're possibly looking at another venue or another date. So keep an eye on that. We'll let you know as soon as we know. But right now, it was supposed to be at the Powerade Center. It still is scheduled for May 25th. We'll just see what happens. Shell Rotella is having their Big Rigs Truck Show down in the Atlanta Speedway, May 29th, 30th, 2025. You can go to rotellashell.com to learn all about that. Woodstock Truck Show. This one's a great one. We were going to be there. We're looking forward to this. Last year they had the Road Hammers, which was cool. This year it's May 30th to 31st. It's moved to Burford, Ontario. So it's going to be the Burford Recreation Center. You can go to woodstocktruckshow.ca to learn about that. And that brings us into the next part of this, which is the Lead Pedal Tailgate Party. That's right. We are having it. We are having it as part of the Woodstock Truck Show. So on the Saturday, you can go to the truck show. You can, our tailgate party is going to be within the truck show. show. We're going to be there from 4 until 6 is roughly the tailgate party, but I'm sure it's going to go either later than that or earlier. They're having truck pulls. We're going to be announcing that from 12 till 3. Big shout out to Woodstock Truck Show for being our sponsor for the event. Also, Titan Tarp Systems is going to be part of it. We have a special guest. The Thompsons are going to be playing at our little our show as well. And we've been doing draws. So Mike Shree and Larry Dixon are the first 2 winners. Our monthly draws are 2 tickets to the truck show and a special guest on our tailgate party. Anybody that's at the show is welcome to come to the tailgate party. Some of you are winning free passes in. Some of you will be. We're gonna have some games. We're gonna have the Thompsons playing. We're gonna be having some draws. There'll be some refreshments there. So you know what? Come out and party with us. We're celebrating 10 years for the truck show and 10 years for the podcast and 5 years for Lead Pedal Radio. So this is our listener party. Come on out and join us for sure. You can, if you're on Facebook, go to Facebook. You can see the event right there. If you're not on Facebook, feel free to, we'll also be putting it on our website and stuff too. We just announced it this month. Let's see, the CITT conference, June 4th to 6th in Toronto, Ontario, CITT.ca. Check them out. Great Canadian Truck Show, Grand Bend, Ontario, June 13th to 14th, 2025. You can go to their Facebook page to check out that. And you can also go to, it's going to be at the Grand Bend Motorplex in Grand Bend. So I think you can go to Grand Bend Motorplex for tickets. Also, I want to add in that same weekend is the Sound of Music Festival. You may want to check that out as well. That's in Burlington, Ontario. It's a great festival. We go through that, and that's kind of a week-long thing, so you can check that out as well. Central Ontario Regional Truck Driving Championships. This is the Kitchener version of the Brampton one, and this is June 14th, 2025 is when that's going to be there. You can go to cortdc.com for more information there. PMTC's annual conference. This is one that's great. We're going to be there. I got to say, this is probably one of the best conferences, and it's always well done. Always well done. Big shout out to the team over at PMTC. Niagara Falls, Ontario, June 17th to 19th, PMTC.ca. Clifford Truck Show, June 27th to 28th, 2025. This is going to be, you can go to GreatLakesTruckClub.com to learn all about that. Of course, you know Clifford is always on the Canada Day weekend, and Rob and his team do a great job out there, so we are really looking forward to that as well. Walcott Truckers Jamboree, Walcott, Iowa, July 10th to 12th, 2025. Go to iowa80truckstop.com and check out Truckers Jamboree. We were trying to get down to that show a couple years ago, and things fell apart at the last minute, and we haven't made it down, but I hear it's a really good show, so go check it out for sure. Grey County Truck Show was supposed to have a show in Southgate, Ontario, August 8th to 11th, 2025. Apparently it's on their Facebook page, but I went to there and it didn't go through. So I'm not sure if that's just a glitch with Facebook, but I believe they're still holding that show. We've got St. Thomas Big Rig Nationals, St. Thomas, Ontario. That's happening August 15th, 16th at the Dragway. That's in St. Thomas, Ontario. You know, that's always a good show. One of our favorites for sure. And they usually are supporting, I'm not sure who they're supporting now because it used to be Trucking for a Cure. Athens Truck Show is usually, I don't have an exact date, but that's usually late August. Truck Driver Appreciation Week in Canada, September 7th to 13th this year. And C4 Truck Show usually has something going on at C4 for the Antique Truck Club as well. Special Olympics. Special Olympics on the September 13th. So that's the truck ride. We are there, of course. We've always been there. September 13th, 2025, Paris, Ontario. Go to truckride.ca to learn about that. Truck Driver Appreciation Week in the States this year is September 14th to 20th. And Bridging the Barrier East. So this is the Mississauga one, September 15th, 16th, 2025 in Mississauga, Ontario. Go to Women's Trucking Federation of Canada.net. We will all be at that one for sure. 10-4-DC, I haven't seen their new dates, but they're usually in Fredericksburg, Virginia around that time. You can go to 10-4-DC to learn about that. Haven't heard about Driver Checks Fitness for Duty Summit. I haven't seen what they're doing for 2025 yet. Fleet Safety Council, I don't have the exact date yet for their annual conference, usually the end of October. We're hoping to have a sponsor appreciation event there. We'll let you know about that as well. And that's about it. That's all. Anything after that is not confirmed, so I'll just leave those alone for now. As you can know, you can always go to leadpedalpodcast.com and just go on the events calendar, and you can see all of the events and click through to their websites and see those. If you get our newsletter, we usually put what's coming up that next month. And of course, now if you're on YouTube, you can hear it too. So there you go. That's the events we got coming up. Hope you're having a good one there for sure.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.